Okay, hello everyone. Welcome back to the channel where we explore captivating stories and thought-provoking literary works from around the world. If you love poetry, philosophy, and powerful reflections on life, don't forget to hit the subscribe button for more reviews like this. So today we're diving into a deeply contemplative and emotionally charged poetry collection titled Deep Work by Korean poet An Hyeon-mi, translated by the renowned brother Anthony, published as part of the KPoet Series by Asia Publishers. This collection blends themes of beauty, loss, daily life, and even historical tragedy, offering readers a rich tapestry of emotions and reflections. So let's start with a little background on the poet. So An Hyeon-mi was born in Taebaek, a small city in the mountains of the Gangwon province. She made her debut in 2001 when some of her poems were published in the Munhak Dongni journal. This is the literary village journal. Since then, she's authored several poetry collections, including Gom Gom, Reconstructing Separation, and Love Will Be Repaired Someday. She also received the prestigious Shin Dong-yeop Prize for Literature in 2010, which is a significant recognition in the Korean literature world. So what is deep work all about? Well, as Anne reflects in her poet's note, she describes her relationship with poetry as something ecstatic, insecure, joyful, and at times inexplicably dreary. She writes, I wanted to explain it. Was I because of you? Was it because of poetry? Ecstatic, insecure, seeming to faint, seeming to fly, crying, smiling, a beauty that I want to explain but cannot explain. And this sets a tone for what readers can expect from the collection, a search for meaning in the midst of emotional and existential turbulence. So the collection opens with a powerful series of poems inspired by the Sewol Ferry disaster. This was a tragic event that deeply impacted South Korea. These poems are the heart of the collection and they alternate between anger and despair. So let me read you the opening lines of the title poem, Deep Work. From that day on, someone is enduring the ocean for a whole lifetime. It is deep work. And you can immediately feel the weight of loss and grief in these lines. Anne's poetry here is raw and direct, capturing the anguish of an event that left a deep scar on the nation's collective memory. She doesn't hold back. There's anger, condemnation of politicians, and sorrow for the young lives lost. One of the standout lines from this sequence is, the Sewol Ferry should only have sunk into the sea at Mengol, where nothing but special measures and high-class nonsense float like buoys. And in this moment, Anne channels her frustration toward the social and governmental failures that contributed to the disaster. This section of the collection is undeniably moving, though at times difficult to read due to its emotional intensity. But this collection isn't solely about the Sewol tragedy and draws inspiration from a wide variety of sources, including Beethoven and Dostoevsky, and even the simple routines of daily life. One particularly memorable poem, A Solitary Life, reflects on the humdrum details of daily existence, waking up, eating, working, and sleeping, and finds beauty in these mundane acts. It's a quiet celebration of the small things we often take for granted. In another poem, Anne imagines herself using a time machine to visit Dostoevsky as he writes the brothers Karamazov. But then she takes this thought experiment further. What if she used the time machine to return to Korea during the era of Japanese colonization? What lives could she observe? What lessons could she learn? And it's this kind of imaginative leap that makes her poetry so fascinating, even if at times it feels a little elusive. There's also a poem about Tebek, her birthplace. Excuse me, I apologize. I've had a cold recently. Anyway, so as I was saying, there's a poem about Tebek, her birthplace, and she paints very vivid and striking images of the mountainous landscape of her birthplace, and this imagery is very beautiful. But I have to confess that some of the meaning that she was going for in this poem escaped me. I suspect that's a fault on my part. But this is something that I encountered throughout the collection, and poetry can be very elusive, or at least it seemed that way to me, and I often found it very challenging to interpret. But perhaps that's part of its charm. So even when I didn't fully grasp the meaning, I was drawn in by the rhythm of her words and the range of emotions that they evoke. Overall, Deep Work is a thought provoking collection. It offers readers a lot to reflect on, from personal musings and historical reflections to moments of quiet beauty in everyday life. Perhaps not an easy read, but it's certainly one that rewards patience and contemplation. And with Brother Anthony's excellent translation, English readers can fully appreciate Anne's poetic voice. So, if you do enjoy poetry that challenges you and makes you think deeply about life, history, and the world around us, I highly recommend Deep Work. As always, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Have you read this collection, or are there other poetry books that have left a lasting impression on you? Chat in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more literary content. Until next time, keep reading, keep reflecting, and stay inspired. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.